Howdy, everyone. This is Sharon for another conscious sharing moment. And so, for this conscious sharing moment, what we will talk about is suicide prevention. And, usually with conscious sharing, with the number one self caregiver authority, a lot of times I focus on, us as individuals. And so it's no different. So when it comes to suicide prevention, and when I say it begins with you, it's coming from the side of when someone have thoughts or experiencing, contemplating of ending their life, and someone comes to you, are you able, how you're able to help them? Are you able to help them? What I have seen and witnessed, and each situation is different, but just when it comes to life, as we always say, we never know what someone is going through. And a lot of times when someone is in that state, the burden is really overwhelming, really hard for them. And so when someone is expressing that to you, are you able to process that? Like, how are you? And the reason that I'm focusing on family or friends, even professional caregivers, personal caregivers, professional caregivers, in that, because we hear people say, where I went to such and such and they blew me off, or people would tell people thinking that they're being helpful. Oh, you're going to get through this. You're strong. Pray about it. And kind of going back, what I have seen is when someone, and we have to say that is a burden on the person receiving that information. And so you've heard me talk about the nervous system. It's like that's a lot for the nervous system to take in, to process in and of itself. And so you hear me talk about self care. This is why self care is so important. If we say that we're want to support others, we want to help others, we say that with our words, but are you truly able to do that? Do you have the emotional capacity to do that? And most of the time, people don't. um, it can be a lot, for someone, especially when it comes to someone that you're close to, whether it's a family or friend, someone coming to express that they don't want to live anymore. And you're trying to explain to them, you have so much to live for, but we can't determine that for anybody. They're the only one. A lot of times, what people need is space. And when I say space, meaning the opportunity to be able to express that, just in knowing that someone is there. Most of the time, people don't need to hear, nothing needs to be resolved, nothing needs to be solved. It's something about having a connection. But again, if someone is coming to you, do you have the emotional capacity to hold space for that person, to hold that person's hand, whether it's literally holding their hands or metaphorically holding their hand? And most of the time, people really don't have that capacity to do that. And so this is why self care is so important. The reason, you've heard me say it before on these conscious sharing moments and other things I may have said it on, in that when it comes to self care, that self awareness, that is the biggest part of us, kind of like of who we are. the other parts of the four pillars of self-care, the deep rest, the sitting in silence, and the action and the movement, all of that is to help, with the self-awareness. So a self-awareness can be, oh, this person is really suffering. It allows you to have discernment in helping that person, and then it allows your body, where you can take that deep breath, where you can have that space, and it allows your body to have and your being to have the emotional capacity to hold space for someone. So what I've seen is that people want to, they think that they are, but then your own body gets overwhelmed just by the energy of someone. And so the way that we all can help prevent, suicide, and when we're supporting others, is to take care of our own selves so that we can hold space for someone else. So continue to do those things that are healthy for your mind, do those things that are healthy for your body, do those things that are healthy for your spirit. Because when you are healthy, then it's not just the thing that you have the thought, but you have the emotional capacity. Your body will be able to support you and to be able to support another person. So you can truly be there for that person, because pretty much what it is that when individuals say certain things, it's really your own defense mechanism saying, I can't handle this. If you tell somebody to pray about it, or even if you're trying to, tell someone how much they have to live for, because again, we, like, even as a therapist, I don't even have, the right or to really say, you have all of this to live for. My goal is to walk people through a process where they can determine that to themselves. And it depends on, like what my role is wherever I was working, to connect them, to the people, places, and things that they need in order to do that. And then when I, was doing it directly as a therapist, then I would, again, walk them through that process where they can determine that. And if they needed some additional support, to connect them to ensure they get that support. And so the number one way to prevent suicide, so that you can be supportive of someone who may be experiencing suicidal thoughts of not wanting to live or wanting to die or wanting to kill themselves, in that by you being healthy in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, then you will have the emotional capacity to hold space for someone. You will be able to really listen of what's underneath the words that they're saying, that you'll be able to see the suffering that they are enduring, and you'll be able to connect them to the resources that they need, and to be able to truly help them in the way that they need, and not just in a way that is that makes you feel comfortable. Because the other thing is making sure that individuals are connected to to the appropriate resources. So again, the number one way for suicide prevention and for you to support others is for you to take care of yourself, so that you can have your body is settled and you're calm, where you're truly able to hear, because sometimes, not always, each situation is different, but sometimes people just need someone to hear them, to know that somebody is there to support them. And when you're able to hear, then you're able to connect with them and connect that person to the appropriate, resources, and definitely if they're in need of mental health resources. And I say it like that because each situation is different, but definitely, if someone is saying, I want to kill myself, I want to die, then they are in need of, um, most of the time, they are in need of a mental health evaluation. And so, definitely, and the other option, even though I'm saying that, the other option is, it depends on the situation. Again, that you can connect them with the suicide prevention helpline at 988, which is available in most communities. And if you need some additional resources, you can contact United Way. Um, at in most communities, it's 211. And so have those two numbers, 988 and 211. And again, to support others is to take care of yourself, so you can really hear and see what their needs are and connect them with the appropriate resources. So thank you for joining me for this conscious sharing moment. If you have any questions regarding this, and especially for individuals who are in management positions, because I know you have employees um, who may experience this. You may have colleagues. If you're in an organization or corporation, by all means, reach out to me so that we can connect. I can help you, making sure that whatever you have in place is what's needed. Sometimes it could be some additional tools or strategies to help, and then what type of support that you have, because that's the other thing, is for those of you who come into contact with individuals. It's not always professional caregivers, but those of you who come into contact with individuals, you can definitely, you need a relief too. You need to debrief as well. And that's something that's not talked about even among professional caregivers, is the debriefing after someone express and having conversations about what's going on. And it's really important, and especially for family, friends, and anyone else in the community. So again, for those of you in leadership role, in management, even for coaches, life coaches, professional coaches, anybody that you come in contact with a lot of people, and kind of knowing specifically what to do, and especially in certain situations, because of the words that are said, it's not always automatic of certain resources. I'll put it like that. So again, thank you for watching this conscious sharing moment. If you need to get in touch with me, by all means, I will put that information in the comments as well, because we want everyone well. We want everyone well. So again, thank you for watching this conscious sharing moment.